So last class we were discussing about the mesh analysis method or mesh current method for analyzing circuits to find out current, voltages, etc. So last video I have told you that there are some basic rules for this mesh analysis. The first rule was each mesh is assigned a separate current direction. Each mesh you have to assign separate current, and for convenience we will be applying clockwise direction. You can use any direction, but generally we are going to use the clockwise direction for each mesh. And if two currents passing through some resistance or any element, then the resultant current will be the algebraic sum of those two currents. For example, if you go from A to B and this current is I1 and this current is I2, then the algebraic sum will be I1 minus I2. At the same time, if you go from B to A, the algebraic sum will be I2 minus I1. The third rule was apply KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law, to each mesh to write the equation, and finally you get some equation and solve it. So these are the four basic rules for the mesh analysis, and we did one example last class. So today we will do some more examples to really understand mesh analysis. Okay, so let us move on to the first question. Write this one: calculate the current in each branch of the circuit. Calculate the current in each branch of the circuit shown in figure. Calculate the current in each branch for the circuit shown in figure, and I will draw the circuit. So the circuit, there is a 100-volt battery, a resistance of 60 ohms, (30 ohm) resistance here, 50 ohms here, and another battery of 20 volt here, and it is connected, and here a 40 ohm resistor. There is a 10 ohm resistor here and a 50 volt battery here. This is 10 ohm, and there is a 20 ohm resistance here. Okay, so we have to find out the current in each branch of this network. So pause this video for a while and try to solve it by yourself, and if you are not able to do this, come back to this video. So the first question is, total how many mesh are there? What is mesh? The most elementary form of a loop is called a mesh. So you need to identify the number of meshes in this network. Clearly you can see that there are three meshes in this network. This is mesh number 1, and this is mesh number 2, and this is mesh number 3. Okay, and what is the rule says, you have to assign separate current for each mesh. Okay, so I am going to assign, and the separate current direction, the preferred direction is clockwise in every mesh. Okay, so in the first mesh I am going to apply in this direction clockwise, and let me call this as I1. In the second mesh I am going to assign the current direction in the clockwise way, and I2. And in the third also I am going to assign a clockwise direction, and the current is I3. Now let us analyze each mesh, write the KVL, and we will try to solve this. This is very simple. So to understand, I am going to draw each mesh separately. After doing many examples, you will become an expert in this, and then you don't have to draw each mesh separately. You can just write the equation by just observation. Okay, you don't have to draw separately if you are confident enough, and if you are not confident enough, take each mesh separately and then write, then your answer will be correct. Okay, so for convenience I am going to take each mesh and apply KVL. So taking mesh number 1, this is our mesh number 1. Let me draw this mesh. 100-volt battery, 60 ohm resistance, 30 ohms here, 50 ohms here, and 20 volt. Okay, and based on that we have to assign current. Let's draw the current. So we have marked the direction of the current is in the clockwise direction. So clockwise means in this way. This is the clockwise direction. Clockwise direction. So I1 is the current flowing in this mesh. So I am going to mark this. This is I1. I1 is the current flowing through this 60 ohm. So I1 enters here. So this will be plus and this will be minus. And the current comes here. And if you see this 30 ohm here, you can see that this 30 ohm belongs to mesh 3 also. It is common to both mesh 1 and mesh 3. So when 30 ohm, and if you go in this direction, based on the second rule, what is the current flowing through this 30 ohm? It will be definitely I1 minus I3. Understood? Because 30 ohm is common to both mesh 1 and mesh 3. And when you take the 30 ohm, you should take the algebraic sum of the current. So I1 is going in this way, I3 is going in this direction. So you have to take I1 minus I3 is the current flowing through 30 ohm. Now come back to this 50 ohm resistor. So current enters here. So here this is plus terminal, the current leaves here. So this is minus terminal. Now come back to this 50 ohm. So 50 ohm is also common to mesh number 1 and mesh number 2. This 50 is common to mesh 1 and 2. So I1 is the current flowing in this way and I2 is the current flowing in this way through 50 ohm. So when you take mesh number 1, what is the current? I1 minus I2 is the current flowing through 50 ohm. So this is all about mesh number 1. As the current enters here, you take this as plus terminal and this as minus terminal. Okay, now simply apply KVL to write the equation. So how do you apply KVL? I have told you that you start at one particular point. I am going to start this here and go clockwise. So first is you see a negative terminal here, minus 100. This is the negative of the battery, this is the positive of the battery, and you start from here. You can start anywhere. I am going to start at this point. So first you see a negative voltage, so minus 100. And after that, if you go clockwise, what is the thing you are seeing? What is the voltage across? You are seeing a plus terminal here, so you take plus into, what is the voltage across this resistor? 60 into I1 B, because V is equal to I into R. I is the current I1 and R is 60 ohm, so plus 60 I1. Why plus? Because the next thing terminal that you are seeing is plus. Okay, now if you go around clockwise, the next terminal that you are seeing here, plus. So plus here, this plus. What is the voltage across this 30 ohm resistor? 30 into I1 minus I3, because that is a current flowing through that resistance. Now again you come back, again what is the terminal that you are seeing? Plus. So plus into, what is the voltage? 50 is the resistance and I1 minus I2 is the current. So 50 into I1 minus I2. Now what is the next terminal that you are seeing? A 20 volt battery with a plus here and minus here. Okay, so plus 20 is equal to 0. Okay, now you simplify this equation, because 60 I1 is here, 30 I1 is here, and again 50 I1 is here. Now you expand this equation and you simplify. Okay, so when you expand this equation, that you have to do it by yourself, because you know how to do that. I'm just writing the final equation. Sorry, I'm just writing the final equation. The final equation will be 140 I1 minus 50 I2 minus 30 I3 is equal to 80. And all these terms we can divide by 10. So final equation will be 14 I1 minus 5 I2 minus 3 I3 is equal to 8. So you solve it and check whether you got this or not. Okay, that's for mesh number 1. That's the equation. Now I am taking the mesh number 2. mesh number 2. This is our mesh number 2. So if I draw this, there is a 20 volt battery, 50 ohm resistance, 40 ohm resistance, 10 ohms resistance, and a 50 volt battery like this. And I2 is the current flowing through this second mesh. So first of all, you mark the polarities and current in each branch. This is very simple. So start with, this is minus 50 here, so this is minus terminal and this will be plus terminal. Here also this is minus terminal and this is plus terminal. That already marked in the question. Based on that, you can mark the polarity. And if you see this 50 ohm, again the 50 belongs to both mesh number 1 and 2. And now we are going in the clockwise direction, that is in this direction. Here in this direction, you see here in this direction, what is the current? I2 is the current for mesh number 2, I1 is the current for mesh number 1, and you are going in this direction. So the current will be I2 minus I1 based on rule number 2. Okay, and the current enters here. So this is plus terminal, the current leaves here, so this is minus terminal. And coming back to this 40 ohm, the 40 ohm belongs to both mesh number 2 and 3, right? So through 40 ohm, if you see in the question, I3 is the current flowing in this direction, I2 is the current flowing in this direction. So what is the net current flowing through 40 ohm? The net current will be the algebraic sum. What is that? You go in the clockwise direction, so I2 minus I3 is the current flowing through 40 ohm resistance with this terminal plus and this is minus. Why plus and minus? Because the current enters here first, so that is plus terminal, and it leaves here, so it is minus terminal. Now coming back to this 10 ohm resistance. 10 ohm is not common to any of the meshes. It is only for mesh number 2, and I2 is the current flowing through 10 ohm, and because the current enters here, this is plus and this is minus. Okay, now you can simply apply KVL to write. I'll start from here. Okay, first I see a negative terminal, so I am writing negative 50. Again I am seeing, if you clockwise, I am seeing a negative 20 volt, so negative 20. The first terminal that I am seeing a negative, so I am writing as negative. What is the next terminal I am seeing here? A positive. What is the voltage? 50 into I2 minus I1. What is the next terminal? Here I am seeing a plus terminal, so 40 into I2 minus I3. Now coming back to here, I2 is the current and plus is here, so plus I2 into 10 ohm is equal to 0. That's KVL. Now again you simplify, a lot of I2 terms are here, you combine all the I2 and finally simplify the expression. Okay, so when you do this, I think you will get like this. Check whether you get it or not. This is the final expression that you will be getting. Minus 5 I1 plus 10 I2 minus 4 I3 is equal to 7. In fact, you will get like this: 50 I1 plus 100 I2, 40 I3 is equal to 70. I am dividing this by 10. That's why I am getting like this: 5 I1 plus 10 I2 minus 4 I3 equal to 7. That's equation number 2. Okay, now let us take the equation number or the mesh number 3. If you take mesh number 3, it is like this. There is a 50 ohm, sorry, this is 30, right? This is 30 ohm, and here it is 40 ohm, 20 ohm, and I3 is the current flowing through this mesh. Okay, so we'll take this first, this 30 ohm. So we know that this 30 is common to both mesh number 1 and 3. And now you are taking mesh 3 and you go clockwise. So this is the direction of current assigned in this loop. So I3 is the current entering in this way, I1 is the current entering in this way. So what would be the net current in that loop, in that 30 ohm? Because it's common to both 1 and 3, so the net current will be in this direction, that is I3 minus I1. Okay, since the current enters here, plus here and minus. Okay, now round the clock if you come here, 20, this 20 is common to only mesh number 3 and I3 is the current, so the current flowing through 20 is I3 with the plus terminal here and minus. Okay, now coming back to this 40 ohm, you can see this 40 is common to mesh number 1, 2 and 3. I3 is the current flowing in this way and I2 is the current going in this way, and you are observing in this direction. So what is the current? Here this is I3 minus I2 with the plus here and minus here. Okay, now you can simply write the KVL starting at any point. So I am going to start from here. You look at here. So first terminal that you are seeing is a plus terminal, so plus 30 into I3 minus I1. Now if you go round, the second thing is again a plus terminal, so plus 20 into I3, and again you come back here. What you are seeing is 40 into I3 minus I2 is equal to 0. So that's the third equation that you will get. After simplification, you will get like this. Check whether you get it or not. 3I1 plus 4I2 minus 9I3 is equal to 0. We will get minus 3I1 minus 4I2 plus 9I3 is equal to 0. You will get like this, or you will get like this. This is the final expression. Now you have calculator with you, scientific calculator. When three equations are there, you know how to solve it. You find the values for this I1, I2 and I3. Okay, so after solving, you will get I1 is equal to 1.65 ampere, I2 is equal to 2.12 ampere, and I3 is equal to 1.5 ampere. These are the branch current, loop current. Based on that, you can calculate the current in any of the branches in the network, because once you know this I1, I2 and I3. Okay, now I'll give you some homework questions. So note down all these questions, and I'll create one assignment in the Google Classroom. So today is Tuesday. By Thursday evening, you should submit the assignment, all these questions homework. And remember that I don't want you to submit by simply copying some other's notebook or textbook. All I want to know is whether you understood this or not. Okay, so whether it is right or wrong, you do it by yourself. If you are not able to do, frankly tell me, sir, I am not able to do this, and we'll sort it out. Okay, if I find that anyone is copying from anyone's notebook or things like that, okay, it will not be tolerated. So do it by yourself. So note down all these questions and try to do it by yourself. And so question number 1, homework question number 1. By using mesh analysis, determine the current supplied by each battery. Determine current supplied by each battery for this network. So I'll draw the circuit. A battery B1 here, 20 volt, 5 ohm, this is 3 ohm, and another battery here, 5 volt, this is battery number B2. Okay, and a 4 ohms here, a 5 volt battery here, this is B4, battery number 4, B4, and there is a 2 ohm resistance here, a 5 volt battery, this is B3, 8 ohms, and 30 volt battery. This battery is 30 volt. Okay, so 4 batteries were given, B1, and this is B2, and this is B3, this is B4, and this is B5, and you have to find the current. So you can use a mesh analysis. You identify the mesh, give the currents I1, I2 and I3, take each mesh, do the mesh analysis and simplify and get the answer. Okay. Now write the next question. Use mesh analysis to find out the current in each resistor. So this is a very simple question. 15 volt, this is 15, 100 ohm, 10 ohm, 20 ohm, 13 volt battery. So using the mesh analysis, find the current in each resistor. That's the second question. A very simple question. Now third question. For the network shown in this figure, find the mesh current I1, I2 and I3. And I am going to draw the network. 50 volt battery, 6 ohm, 5 ohm, 18 ohms, 4 ohm. Here is again another 4 ohm. So they have marked this is I1 and this is I2 and this is I3. For this circuit we find out what is I1, I2 and I3. Okay, so one more question. Question number 4. In the network shown in figure, find the magnitude and direction of current in the various branches by using mesh current method. 11 volt battery, 2 ohm resistor, 1 ohm, 7 ohm, 2 ohms, 3 ohms, 13 volt battery. Remember that this is a negative terminal, short terminal, and this is the positive terminal. 13 volt, 1 3. Here this is plus terminal and here this is minus terminal. And they have also marked the points A here, B, C and D, E and F. So the question is, and this is I1 and this is I2 and this is I3. Okay, so find the magnitude and direction of current in various branches. So you find out what is the current in AB, BC, CD and BF, CE, etc. Here also CDE, all these things you have to find out using mesh analysis. So try to do it by yourself, and in the next class we will discuss the solution.